Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Saturday night smoke show. Looks like K-Man is here from MREinfo.com. If you guys are not already members at MREinfo.com, you should go over there and join. Maybe I should straighten the camera. How do I lock that in? I don't know. I don't know if you can tell how much more crisp this picture is, but it looks way different on my end. Finally got a new camera, and looks like, let's see, there we go, just a little bit of zoom might help that blurring effect that's going on. And that is all I had, and I didn't even really know that I had that. It's super old Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so to go along with this weird off-brand spread stuff. Off-brand spread. I mean, all this stuff is some sort of weird off-brand. Made in the USA, though. CandyASAP.com is their website. Out of Santa Monica on that one. Probably the same thing on this Mike and Ike one. Nope. Thrive Brands. Okay, completely different. Made in Mexico. I did not expect that because I bought them together. Weird enough. Okay. And then I've got, like, the little stuff to, like, match it. And then, obviously, a can of Dr. Pepper to go along with the Dr. Pepper. Twix to go along with the Twix. Here, who makes this? I looked at these when I first got them. I've had these for a long time. So, a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of story on that. I bought these, was the first thing that I bought. And after I had them for about a week or less, I was like, man, I'd like to try those. Because I bought these hoping that sometime I would end up using them on a live stream sometime or something. And finally, I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy a couple so I can try them beforehand. Well, they were gone. Like, they must have been pretty decent because they sold very quickly. Like, these were gone within a few days, and they had a ton of them. Oh, yeah, Victor Allen's by Victor Allen's. Never heard of Victor Allen's before. Same with the Snickers one is by Victor Allen's. Where are they out of? Mars or affiliates, Snickers brand used under licensing. See, I was just talking to my old lady about that, like wondering. So they paid a licensing fee, obviously, which made it, I'm going to say, about 100 times easier to sell their product. Had this just been their typical iced coffee, whatever, you know, caramel flavored, or I don't know what, I guess nougat caramel, and maybe there might be a little bit of a peanut twist to this. I mean, it doesn't say. It just says that it's Snicker flavored. But anyway, I would have never gave it a second look. I never would have bought it. But by slapping a brand name on there, you piqued my interest. Now here I am purchasing the product. Let's see. What are we looking at here? All right, I'm not seeing any genetically modified anything in there, which is a great sign. And I got to say that this picture, like the definition, it's it's high def, that's for sure. Okay, I'm not seeing any genetically modified anything in there either. Ingredients: brewed coffee, pectin, sodium. Oh, no, sodium citrate, sea salt, natural and artificial flavors. See, that's where you get into the... They're not telling you exactly what they're putting in it. What's the ingredients list look like here? Yeah, of course, I knew there was going to be a bunch of dyes in here. And I do mean a bunch. Look at that list. So you got sugar, FD and C 40. Maltodextrin, gum, Arabic. I'm going to say Arabic, but is that right? Arabic? Like, anyway, yellow 5, natural and artificial flavors, and blue 1. product is by Taste of Nature Incorporated out of Santa Monica, California. And then they must go by Candy ASAP as well. Anyway. Yeah, cool. I don't see anything too crazy on there. Let's take a look at this one. Cool. I'm not seeing it on here either. And this is a product of Greece. But it was distributed by B&G Foods Incorporated out of Parsippany, New Jersey. But I'm assuming that it was produced in Greece, which is kind of cool. Which means it's not going to have a bunch of crap in it. So this might actually be decent. Brown sugar, canola oil. I don't really like seeing that. Skim milk, palm oil, cinnamon, soy, lectin, natural flavor, and salt. And it says contains milk and soy. So, cool. Maybe it's not so bad. I figured these products were going to be... I mean, obviously the dyes in these are not good. I don't think I looked at this. Well, this one's got an array of dyes in it. Sugar, citric acid, cornstarch. None of that sounds too bad. Silicone dioxide, but vegetable fat. Again, not bad, but not great. Palm stearin. Artificial flavors and artificial colors. Blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40, and red 3. So all those nasty dyes that are outlawed in most countries, they are in here. Yeah, bag of sugar, absolutely. So K-Man is today the day. I had it set up for a reminder. I thought it's got to be getting close. Let me check my calendar real quick. For some reason, so I got a new iPhone. That's what I'm using now. It's an iPhone 14. I'm hoping that it's really good. No, I don't want to change my password. Not now. Okay, let me get out of that. And I'm trying to check my calendar. I think today we're close to K-Man's birthday. Like, it's got to be very close. Let me see. Trying to check. Huh. Why have I lost it? Nope, it's Monday. Sorry. Okay, cool. So, a couple days away. All right. Well, happy early birthday. Hopefully, I can get a package sent out to you soon. I wanted to get it to you before your birthday, but... All right. Now, before I get started, I was going... Since I didn't really I made a post, but I didn't really announce this. I guess I got my sunglasses on still. I'll give folks a couple more minutes to get here while I chat with the chat. And have myself a somewhat vintage Pall Mall that that came straight out of a gas station, being vintage like this. I mean, they are legitimately at least 10 years old. No, 12, 11 years. They're at least 11 years old, and they might be 14 years old. And, like, I bought these at a gas station. I know it's crazy, but that is how it happened. Light them with a match. I like this with a match. It's worthy, I think, of a match. Bourbon Street Joe is here. Good to see you here, man. Storm Tracker is here. Oh, the Cinnamon Toast, really? Oh, is it super sweet? I bet it's super sweet. I think the first ingredient might have been sugar, right? First ingredient is brown sugar. So, yeah, I've never had this before, but now, actually, after looking at it a little closer, because I didn't really pay much attention, And I didn't actually even go out on a quest for this type of stuff. I just happened to cross these things after I got the two drinks, the Twix and the Snickers. It's what made me start thinking, like, if I see other brands slapped on random products, I'll pick them up. So I started picking them up whenever I would see them, and this is what I've ran across so far. And honestly, I don't have much time invested in finding these things. I'll bet if I was to go start looking for these type of items, I would probably find a lot more. I'm going to guess. Man, it looks like I got a filter on my face. I do not look this young. I look a lot older than this, I think. Or at least I think I do. That's weird. What, should there be a filter on? On YouTube? Huh. Looked like I spent the day in the sun. Yeah, it does. It looks weird, man. Like, it looks like I got maybe less wrinkles. I don't know. Like, if I turn the old camera on, which it is considerably older, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure I don't look like that. Yeah, it's definitely smoothing my face out a little bit right here and right here. I got a little bit of crow's feet going on or something in real life versus this camera. And I saw a crazy video yesterday about like celebrities using filters and stuff, and how whenever they would move their hand in front of their face, the filter would break for a second, and you would see, well, just part of their actual face. I'm not intentionally doing this, by the way. This is the first time I've ever used this camera, so Bourbon Street Joe, it was honestly just a quick update. Okay, I see Malta Magnums here from Kentucky. Taming the Shrubs. Man, I got some stuff that really needs to come down. Last week I burnt about, I've guessed between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds worth of wood. It was definitely over a ton of wood. Legitimately over a ton. I had a tree fall down during a storm that blocked the road, got cut up. The fire department came and cut a lot of it up. Then I've got another tree back here that's got to be burnt. And we went to the Ohio State Fair. That was interesting. I want to get into eating this stuff, so I'll share some of that experience and photos. I can share the photos with you guys, which is kind of cool. But I had some really weird deviled eggs. That was one of the things that they were doing this year at the fair. Like, there's a local, or not local, I guess it's statewide, but there was like a Ohio only product building, and it's a round building kind of towards the center of, I'm going to guess it's towards the center. That place is huge. I mean, I'm going to say it's probably at least 3/4 of a mile long, if not even a mile long, and probably, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a mile wide. It's huge. Really, really big fairgrounds and some huge buildings. But I had these eggs, like that one right there was blackberry with honey, and then there was a chocolate one, and then a bacon jalapeno one. The bacon jalapeno one was actually pretty good. The blackberry with honey wasn't too awful bad either. The chocolate one was horrible. Absolutely horrible. The filling for the deviled egg, like, it was like real dry, and I don't know, it was kind of off. Chinese 911 and the Canadian IMP video. Chinese 911. All right, let's get into trying some of this stuff out. I need to go get some crackers real quick. I meant to grab some MRE crackers. I got to dig them out to get them, but I meant to grab some. Hang on, let me go grab some crackers real quick. got saltines and I've got Ritz. Okay. But I'm going to start with the one that I've been wanting to try the most, which is this Snickers drink. And I'll go ahead and get a Snickers out here because I got to try the real thing with this and see if there's any comparison whatsoever to the two. I just grabbed the little ones. I don't even really want the Snickers. I just want to compare them. So it is cold. I don't know if you can see that, but it is cold. Had it in the fridge. Iced coffee. Well, it's got a pretty creamy look to it, obviously. I pick up on the coffee, and I'm definitely smelling some caramel. Mainly, I don't know. It almost smells like there might be a little bit of peanut to that too. Weird. Okay. All right, well, here we go. Down the hatch. That does have a slight nutty aftertaste to it. Definitely tasting the artificial nougat flavor, I guess. Hey, what's going on? I just seen Mad Dog popped in there. All right. You know, that's actually pretty good. I mean, honestly, it's not bad. I don't pick up on much coffee, though, to be honest. Like, it's there, but just barely. My taste buds are on point this evening, too. Like, I've been having a problem with not being able to taste anything this has been going on for the past 2 or 3 weeks, to where I just couldn't taste nothing. Today, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like it cleared up. It's kind of odd. Oh, weird. Oh, that's a weird looking Snickers. It's like it, almost like it ain't got no peanuts in it or something. Huh. That kind of sucks. Well, they're in there. Well, one's in there. Looks like they really cheaped out on that one with the peanuts. Let's see if it tastes like the drink. No. Not at all. Blindfold me and give me that, I would never, ever associate it with Snickers. Snickers are good, but the two have very little in common. Try it again after now. Yeah, no. They don't taste at all alike. Not even a little bit. All right, I'll come back to that one. Let's go with some sugar. Mike and Ike, cotton candy. We've got cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. I'm assuming it looks pretty much just like that. Let's find out. Well, the bag is not going to open like that, so it's got a tear notch. You got to be kidding me. Well, it's a really cheap bag, that's for sure. Ooh. Wow. I mean, it smells like cotton candy, obviously, but there's a lot of different smells going on there. with the cherry and the orange and the lime. Does that say lemon? Okay, just lemon. I thought it said lemonade. So, I guess this would be the orange here. Give that a try. That is awful. That doesn't taste like orange at all. It was sweet, and then it was really sour in like the end. Okay, we got some green down in here. The green should be the lime, I guess. Give that a try. So in general, it has this very strange initial taste, initial like flavor that hits you. And it starts off sweet. Then it gets really tangy. And it's got almost like a dirty flavor to it. It's kind of weird. It's real weird, actually. The lime was a lot better than the orange. And typically I would like the orange better, probably, in most products, but not in this case. So this would be cherry. Okay, so this one doesn't have that weird tanginess that like sour. Well, wait a minute. Okay. Maybe not as bad. This by far so far is the best. Well, I guess that's the yellow right there. And some yellow. Give that a try. Cherry didn't taste like any other cherry that I've had before. All these flavors are just like a twist off from what they should be. You know what I mean? It's very odd. This is one of the more odd products that I've had in a while, I guess. Flavor-wise, because nothing really matches up in my head the way I think it should. Boy, and they done something with the orange and the lemon and the lime that has this very strange, like, sour note to it that follows it up. You don't even know it's there until after it's completely gone. Then it gets like this weird sourness and like tanginess to it. It's quite strange, actually. I mean, it's still cotton candy. It's one of those things that's easy to eat. It's fun to eat. But it does have a weird, like, dirty flavor to it. Yeah. Not a fan. Let's try. I want to try, because I just ate the cherry. Let's try one of these cherry Mike and Ike's. Let's see if the flavor's even close. Well, no. No, those taste like the artificial cherry that I expect. I gotta go grab a baggie for that, because I'm not eating it all right now. I probably won't eat it, but I'll throw it in a baggie anyway. At least throw a baggie over the top of it. So yeah, that didn't match up with the cherry flavor of this at all. Which, you were, that's just like pure sugar that came out of the bag. If you were going to mash up with a product like that, you would get their cherry It preferably even get their cherry like syrup to incorporate into your cotton candy. So this has all tropical flavors. I don't think there's banana, kiwi, mango. Mango is the closest thing to anything we got. And then the other one's berry blast. Ooh. There's that like dirty flavor I was tasting with the... Maybe there is a similarities between the two. Nothing in there matches. So cherry's not bad, but they really don't compare very well. All right, let's go for the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Creamy Cinnamon Spread. There we go. I don't see much cinnamon going on in there. It does kind of smell like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I mean, I can smell it barely smells like cinnamon toast. Get us a cracker here. I guess I could just try it on its own first. All right, get a spoon. Where is my spoon? Huh. Oh, there we go. Get a little MCI spoon there. Just a little bit. All right. That tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It does. Absolutely. So I can see this actually being not too awful bad on a cracker. The consistency is not exactly what I was expecting. It's kind of, I don't know, more pudding-ish consistency. It's a lot softer and smoother. Because if you've ever had, like, cookie butter, which is kind of what I expected this to be like, that's not what this is like. This is a lot thinner consistency-wise than that. All right, let's see how it is on a cracker. That's weird because it was like melting on my thumb. Getting that, or it's really oily, one or the other. Looked like it was melting. So it definitely needs something savory to kind of even it out. I can't remember who said it, but to use it sparingly, absolutely. Very thin layer on there, but it actually was more than enough to flavor that whole cracker. But it's pretty tasty, honestly. And their ideas of, what's it say, using it on like toast, bagels, sliced apples, put it in a smoothie, oatmeal or yogurt, drizzle it on pancakes or ice cream. I don't know about that, but how would you do that even? Would you heat it up? I don't know. This, though, I like this. This is quite good. I'm pretty impressed with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. This is busted. I don't even know if there's really a point in me opening this. It's 3 years out of date. 3 years past its best by date. It's been in my pantry in there. I don't even really need to open it. I know this tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's spot on. Could you imagine trying to eat that? that piece of bread, I mean, no thank you. You would have diabetes before you got done. What is our 18 grams of sugar? Yep, total carbs, 18 grams, 7% of your daily value. Total sugars, 18 grams, 32%. Something like that, including 16 grams of added sugars, 32% of your daily value. A little bit of sodium in there, too. Not much. But that was interesting. I like that. Pretty good. I would recommend, if you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or if you like making Cinnamon Toast yourself, this might actually work out for just spreading onto a piece of toast and being pretty daggone good. Now I've got to try that. I've got to have some toast and put some of that on it, because I think it's going to be pretty good. Believe it or not, I'd never eaten at Texas Roadhouse before, and we ate there the other day, and they had a, well, I'm sure most of you people that have eaten there, I don't know, it's the first time I'd ever ate there. They had a cinnamon butter, and they bring you hot rolls. That was actually pretty good. I ate 3 before my dinner. 3 rolls and some butter. So, on a day I probably should have been fasting. So, let's see. Let's go for the Twix one next, I guess. We'll save Dr. Pepper for last. All right, so this one looks a little darker than the Snickers one did. Actually, it smells almost the same though. I can smell the coffee to it, and I can smell the caramel, but that's about it. All right, here we go. Twix. This one tastes kind of like French vanilla, honestly. Like a little bit of caramel, but a lot of vanilla going on here. Well, they are quite different. This one has like some sort of nougat flavored going on inside of it. And it also has more coffee flavor. The Snickers one does. I'm not picking up on much coffee at all with this one. Just kind of tastes like a sweet, milky drink. A little bit of chocolate hint to it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's probably not going to taste at all like this Twix is going to taste, but there's your, whoop, let me drop that in the floor to start out with. There's our Twix. Focus. There we go. All right, let's see. I do like that firm caramel inside of the Twix mixed with the crunchy cookie. Just makes for a really nice texture contrast. The chewy and the crunchy, I like that. I mean, this one is a lot closer flavor-wise than the Snickers one, in my opinion. Just because these are pretty standard flavors to replicate, I guess, being it the milk chocolate, the caramel. I'm really not picking up anything cookie-wise here, obviously. I'd like to strip a Twix all the way down to just the cookie and taste the Twix cookie just on its own. I wonder if it's some sort of like shortbread or what. It's buttery. What it would taste like on its own. Not horrible. I don't know, man. These things are a gimmick, honestly. I think you could slap Twix and Snickers on them and put them in a gas station or whatever, and you would sell millions of them. Their licensing fee well more than paid for itself by doing this. Would be my guess. Because I would say they were probably struggling to sell their Victor Allen iced coffees. You slap a brand name on it like that, and boom, there you go. People are buying them. Got me to buy it. So there is a stark difference between the two. I will say that. I kind of expected them both to taste the same, especially based on smell. When I smelled that one, they smell almost the same. But they do have a very different flavor. This one's got a lot more. This one's a lot more complex. It just doesn't taste like a Snickers. What is that? Huh. I don't know. It's got a weird flavor. All right, I'm going to use the Dr. Pepper as like a palate cleanser here to get all that chocolatey flavoring out of my mouth. Man, it's been a long time since I had Dr. Pepper. Whew. That is potent. And extremely carbonated, like a Coca-Cola. Dr. Pepper is one of those things that's like very hard to describe to someone who's never had it. Dr. Pepper tastes like Dr. Pepper. I mean, I don't even really know where to start flavor-wise. Like, how would you guys describe a Dr. Pepper to someone that has never had one? 23 flavors. Authentic blend of 23 different flavors. Bourbon Street Joe says he prefers Mr. Pibb. Well, see, Mr. Pibb's a root beer, and that's a whole different thing to me. Well, I mean, it is. Dr. Pepper, they don't taste anything at all. Like, I love Dr. Pepper. Been a Dr. Pepper kick this month. It's some spice. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of spice to it. I agree. I've been to Texas, and I know that's Hershey. Flavor in Dr. Pepper is cherry. Huh. Okay. K-Man said, well, you know what? Now that you say that, I certainly pick up the correlation between this and a cherry Coke. Like, I can taste that and distinguish the similarities. Huh. I never would have even put that thought in my head had you not said that. Huh. Interesting. All right, so this one, Made in America. I thought, after looking at the two, like maybe this one will be a little better. What was the other one? Made in Mexico, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Oh, look at that. Look how much better this bag opened than that one. Whoop, I spoke too soon. And it ripped. So we have this interesting looking brown, almost like with a reddish tint to it, cotton candy. No smell. Literally no smell, which is very strange. Huh. I expected it to smell like something. Dr. Pepper, preferably. Alright, let's rip some of this off here. I mean, there's like... It's kind of weird and like spiced looking. It looks like there's a lot of something going on inside of there. Here we go. Give it a try. Huh. Now all I can taste is cherry. Especially with this. It's got a slight fruitiness to it. But it's got a lot... This is a lot more classically flavored type of cotton candy, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Cotton candy's got this weird initial flavor that only cotton candy tastes like. And this has it. That did not. Yeah, this has definitely got a cherry flavor to it. Almost like a cherry cough drop. Kind of warms your mouth. Almost even like a little bit of numbness or something. It's kind of weird. Huh. This one's not bad. I wouldn't say that it tastes a whole lot like Dr. Pepper. I don't think. My palate is a little drowned out. Not going to lie. I'm trying to get it to realign itself a little bit here. By dumping a bunch of sugar on it. Okay, there's definitely some overlapping flavors there. This does, I would say if I had just a completely clear palate and I tried that, I would probably be able to distinguish that it tastes like Dr. Pepper. So this one, I think they did a lot better job with this one than the Mike and Ike one. They had some other cotton candies, but I didn't want to buy a bunch of stupid cotton candies. Different products as well. I can't remember what they were. Right now, but they had some. But yeah, this cotton candy really is a lot more classic and just a lot better. Even the texture for that one was kind of weird as far as like to the touch. I guess really to eat it as well. Oh, come on. All right, I got some more cleanup to do. I don't know if LC's here, but if LC's ever wondering why I ain't got the general up here, right there's why. That's the second time that has happened. In not very many streams. I'm gonna have to pull that out of there. Oh, that's a problem. Get rid of all these drinks before I spill them again. Time to finish this Pall Mall. Quick quote. This is a messy meal's a good meal. Usually, I would have to agree with that. Not always, though. Oh boy, that's a weird burp. Nice. Dang, I didn't think I spilt that much of it. I reckon I did. All right. I need another paper towel. I think one more should do it. Whew. It's not just that it's liquid spilled though. This stuff is like pure sugar, so it's super sticky and all over everything. Sorry, folks. I guess stuff happens. Made me think of Forrest Gump. The bumper sticker part where he's running. All right. I don't remember which way these were in there. Probably not that way. Maybe that way. Maybe this way. I don't need two of them, but that's what I got. Good enough for now. I'll clean up better later when we finish up. I foresee that going bad pretty quick. All right, well, I had something else here. I still have it that I wanted to open. And it's this little mystery mini, what is this called? Sugar Buzz collectible miniatures. And I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be something else down inside of there. I think a different one. I hope it's not just the one. Let's check it out. Try to get that big stain out of the way. What's this corner? So it comes with that you can see. The little moon pie. And it opens. I think. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Look at that. It's got little miniature moon pies in it. Huh. I figured they'd give me a whole box anyway. I figured there'd be 6 of them in there, but I guess not. Only 3. That's weird. Okay. Well, there's that. Little miniature moon pie box. RC Cola and a moon pie. Let's see what else we got here. Little instruction sheet. Maybe this will tell us what other products they've got. Nope. Guess not. Maybe this will have it. Oh no, these are the little miniature games and stuff. I seen these. Oh wow. Look at the little red wagon. Little miniature little red wagon. You remember I had that for my kids, the Bop It. The crocodile game, slime, Nickelodeon slime. Some Nerf stuff. Like a Nerf indoor basketball, little Nerf football. Bunch of cool miniature stuff. What else? There's a little miniature Duncan yo-yo. Little miniature Rubik's Cube and Etch-a-Sketch. Look at the Atari. Now that is cool. Wait, what? Includes 9 games. Wait, the smallest fully functioning desktop console game. Okay, now I gotta find that. I have got to find that. What else they got? That's some cool stuff. Little miniature Hot Wheels. Some miniature monster trucks. Little miniature SpongeBob's. Little miniature card game Uno. Kerplunk. Little miniature Kerplunk. Little miniature Nerf. Or what are those? Super Soakers. Yeah. Toys from when I was a kid. Little miniature Care Bears and Light Bright. Barbies. There's some more Hot Wheels stuff. Oh, no, that's Viewmaster. Mixed with Hot Wheels, it looks like. Oh, there's some little miniature Rick and Morty stuff. They got some cool products, man. I love the miniature stuff. You guys know me. I love miniature stuff. I got to get me some of those miniature goat guns. Those things are super cool. Little scaled down everything. I mean, M16s. Everything. What is this? So there's Bosco's syrups, flavorized Mentos, hot tamales, Peeps, bunch of stuff, Otter Pops, a bunch of stupid Otter Pops, and a bunch of Dum Dums. That's just a horrible collection right there. What's on this side? You got your flavor ice, you got the Otter Pops, you got those horrible candies. What are those things called? Nicos? Nicos. Mike and Ike's Sour. The little Sweet Tarts. You got Warheads. Toxic Waste. You got Mentos. So I guess that's this stuff. So this one's not as cool as... I'm not even seeing the moon pies on there, though. Am I missing it? There's the peanut chews. That's all right there. The moon pie. I gotta say, the moon pie is the coolest one on there. I don't see another one that I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, let's look at what else. There's got to be something else here. So... Okay. Slime liquor. This one also opens up. It has a little something in it. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, These are like the ones, are these the ones that like you push the bottom of them and they come up? I don't know. These are just like little ones of these. Toxic waste. I don't know. This one sucks compared to the moon pies. The moon pies are way cooler. The moon pies could work with like G.I. Joe size guys. Definitely could work in like a Vietnam era, like little diorama. Could put the little moon pies. Nico candy used to be the same size as a quarter and would work in a gumball machine. Really? That's crazy, man. I could see that. Are they still the same size as a quarter? They're pretty close, I would say. I think they're bigger now, though, I want to say. Yeah, that one sucked. Wish I'd have got something better. What else is there? I don't even know what I would have wanted outside of what's on this side. There's some cotton candy tubs. The Boscos are cool. The little chocolate things. The Peeps are cool because my mom is a Peeps person. Like, she has always been into the Peeps. Even when I was a kid, I was like, why do you like those things? They're awful. They've made some pretty good ones in the past few years, but like regular Peeps suck. Let's see. Where's the one? Right there's the one I just got. Blue raspberry slime liquor. This would have been a cool one to get. The little Nicos or whatever. Dum Dums, I guess, would be okay. Flavor Ice would be cool too. I mean, that's a iconic brand. The rest of them kind of suck. I've got some more miniatures somewhere that I haven't opened up. I don't know what I've done with them. They're somewhere. Yes, Tim, agreed. Same thing with like the little miniature Santa Clauses, the little marshmallow Santas. I like to open those and leave those. I'm the same way, man. Peeps, I like to let those set out open for at least 5 days before I'll eat them, and then they're pretty good. But like, just to open them and eat them, like, they're too, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that super soft marshmallow, because for the millionth time I'll say this, I'm a texture eater. I don't eat like puddings and stuff like that, because I'm not a fan of gelatinous things. Anyway, the moon pies is cool, though. I dig that one. It's a little bit difficult to open, but let's see if I can put them in there right. I've got a pretty substantial collection of miniature foods by this point. I need to start doing something with them. There we go. Look at that. Definitely need to have at least 3 more, if not 6 more, to fill this case up. And they didn't do very good at centering their stickers either. Like, not very good. It's probably done by hand, if I was to guess. I think it goes that way. I could probably peel it off and recenter it, but be taking a chance. Yep, not a fan of that one at all. All right. Boy, I tell you what, it's nice having a decent phone or device to be able to live stream from. Hopefully, I won't get kicked from my live stream, because that has happened the last 2 times I've tried to live stream. Usually, I get pretty far into it, like an hour and a half, 2 hours into it, and then, like last time, luckily it was right as I was really kind of trying to wrap up anyways. I didn't get to like properly wrap up, but I was at that point, so I just let that go. The one before that, I actually did start another stream back up after it kicked me. But I had to start a whole fresh new live stream, which really sucks because a lot of times most folks don't make it back. So, and I didn't properly announce this today, and I know it's been a while since I've done it, since I've done a live stream. One of the reasons why we went on a small vacation, not really. No, I wouldn't call it a vacation. We just went to the fair. We went to the Ohio State Fair, and I know I mentioned that, and I also showed you guys the eggs, and I had that was a deviled egg sandwich. It was supposed to be like a standard deviled egg that was like mixed up and then put on a sandwich. If it would have had like some mayonnaise mixed in it or something maybe, and I'm not a big mayonnaise guy, but when it comes to an egg sandwich, I want a little bit of mayonnaise to it. It was pretty bland, to be honest. And then I guess it's taken 20 some years for me to get my picture taken with my old lady like this. There we go. We got one of those stupid old-timey pictures. I can't get it to stay. Alright, I'm going to have to rotate this. I'm going to have to edit it because it's driving me crazy. Edit. Rotate. Wait. Oh, no, that's not it. Huh. I only go 45 degrees. That's weird. What's this one? Nope. Huh. Wait, maybe this is it. There it is. Okay, cool. Alright, there it is. Yeah, it's taken me 25 years to do that. Well, at least that's what she said. That's not my thing, doing stuff like that. What else? I did have a oh, and the Ohio State Fair, they have all these sculptures made out of butter. A cow made out of butter. Another smaller cow, also completely made out of butter. This is Garrett Morgan. He invented the 3-position traffic signal. Okay, here, if I do this other camera will look at it. It'll show you better. Bad reflection on that one. There's the cows. I think it took me a minute to figure out the reflection problem, and I put my camera right up against the glass, trying to remedy that. James Spangler invented the portable vacuum cleaner. Yep, and the bacon. The Iowa State Fair butter cow display. The artists here also add 3 well-known Iowa athletes, 1 current and 2 former. Huh. Oops. Hold on, there's a bunch of new options when I click on someone. I can pin a message now. I can put a user in timeout. I can hide the user on the channel. I can add you as a moderator. Report, remove, and pin message. Cool, I can pin messages, though. That's cool. So if somebody puts a link up or something that I want to be up there, even if I do that, I can pin it, and I think it'll stay right at the top. Very cool. Hang on, I'll pull it up. Oops. What the heck? Iowa State Fair butter cow. State. Nope. State Fair. Wait. Huh. That looks exactly like the ones at the Ohio State Fair. Weird. Butter sculptures at the Iowa State Fair. Here's the ones that it's showing. No more dwarfs, guys. I don't know if you guys seen anything about that, but no more dwarfs to go with Snow White. And Snow White won't be white no more. Which is also, why? Why? I don't understand people. Smokey, did you try that Hormel corned beef hash from Japan? Was it good? Next time, I'm labeling the smokes as books. Yes, absolutely. Don't label them as smokes. I didn't know if you did label them as that. I could have told you not to do that. No, I was actually just looking at that corned beef hash though, thinking about it. Thank you for the super chat, Bourbon Street Joe. And look here, guys. Okay, I got it turned around. Here, let me grab it. Right here. If you look for that logo right there, that's Bourbon Street Joe's channel. Does all kinds of ration reviews, guys. Go subscribe to Bourbon Street Joe's channel. Let's see what else they got going on here. Looks like who was that? I don't know who that is. Some guy with a tiger. And it looks like they did a motorcycle one. I'd say this is just different ones throughout the years. That is a V-Rod. That is a Harley Davidson. It's supposed to be a Harley Davidson V-Rod, I would assume. Well, that's what it looks like anyway. What's the deal with, like, their Sesame Street characters? They've also went woke. There's one riding a motorcycle. I just saw... I just read an article yesterday or the day before, and maybe it was in Iowa. I can't remember what state it's in. Don't hold me to that. Huge motorcycle museum. Like one of the best or the best in the country was. I want to say, no, you can still go. It closes on the 5th of next month. And then on the 6th is when everything is going to start being auctioned off. And I want to say there's some of it's going through Meekum or Haggerty or something like that. It's the one that was on the History Channel with Mike and Frank on American Pickers. It's really sad, man. I read the story how museum attendance has dropped ever since 2019. Well, I guess it would have been early 2020. I guess that was one factor. Another factor was the weather. I can't remember which museum it is. Anyways, they're closing the doors because they can't afford to stay open anymore because everybody stopped coming to the museum. Just, I don't know, man. It's inflation has hurt everyone in one way or another. Even I would probably argue to say, well, not everyone, but a lot of people. Even people who have money have felt the backlash of this administration's inflation. And both administrations, the past two, have made some really stupid decisions budget-wise, and you can't print that much money without there being repercussions. Although one had an excuse of the pandemic back in 2019, but it's put us in a world of hurt. And that was going to be the next thing that I kind of was going to say was, so last week I ended up going to my local fair here because Amber had some family from Cincinnati that wanted to go and see the guy that was doing the concert that night. He's a TikTok guy that like can country any song, or he can, can't remember the guy's name. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know who I'm talking about. The TikToks are like his girlfriend holding the camera and saying, well, can you country Eminem song or something, a certain Eminem song or a certain rap song or a certain like heavy metal song, AC/DC, something like that. And he'll then proceed to do that. I'm not. It's not my thing. Some people love it. That's cool. Teach their own. It's just not my thing. But we took her to that. It was the last day of our fair. I hadn't been, so that's why I missed last Saturday. And we left pretty early. And I was thinking, that's cool. I'll make a post and I'll let folks know what's going on. And I had planned on wanting to do it Sunday, but something happened. I can't remember what. Anyway, the week before, the National Motorcycle Museum, maybe that is what the name of it is. I know it's closing on the 5th next month, and everything's getting auctioned on the 6th. And there's a really sad story kind of leading up to. The main curator, the fellow that really started it with his personal collection and everything, passed away in 2017, I believe. I think it was. Well, anyway, let me pull up my... So, the week before that, I was actually supposed to be going under contract on a house. I had been to the lawyer's office. I had a contract drawn up. I'm trying to pull it up here. I don't know if it's under. There we go, Matthew Clark right there. Must not have came to this one. Anyways, I've got the contract that I had drawn up. I think it's under my other email. And last minute, that fell through. So the house itself, it needed a lot of like changing. Like the layout was really bad, in my personal opinion. It was 6 bedrooms, 3 and a half bathroom. But the roof was 16 years old when they put solar panels on it. It's now 17, almost 18 years old with virtually brand new solar panels on top of it. And it's in need of a roof. Like, the roof definitely needs attention. There had been a leak in the living room at some point, I would say in the very recent past, that I noticed the day before doing my final walkthrough with I took a construction guy with me to do kind of like a preliminary walkthrough, final inspection kind of deal, and we noticed the wet spot on it. There were 22-foot ceilings in the living room area. So I brought this up. You know, obviously this is something, in my personal opinion, that needed to be addressed. And when I did that, they didn't want to fool with it. So that was the end of that. I feel like I thought it was going to happen. Like, I was going through the process. We were looking for furniture. Like, we were doing all these things, planning out what we were going to do. And then, like, the rug got pulled out from underneath of me. But it could have been for the best. I don't know. Oh, I can't say 100% one way or the other, because obviously it didn't happen. So I can say that, well, I'm not going to say, like, I'm going to knock on some wood. I guess it still could happen. there could be something. It could happen in the future. But the housing market here where I live is weird. That house had been on the market 180 some days. Okay, and now it's like we're into the 190 some by now. It's been on the market a long time, and there's a couple reasons for that. But there's not very many houses in my direct area that are worth buying, and this is really turning into the situation in a lot of areas. Unless you live in a larger urban area or a like suburb of a city or somewhere close to a bigger city, you're going to have a hard time finding decent houses, and they're not going to be at decent prices most likely. Everything right now is like 33 to 45% overpriced for what it is. Interest rates are going through the roof for our time period. They just hit a 22-year high, and I know they used to be high back in the 70s and stuff, and the 80s, maybe even the 90s, early 90s. But like, the house prices were still within grasps of most people. It's not the same now. Median house price is $400,000 now. It's up to $400,000, and it just keeps going up. The market, the people that are selling, are not willing to come down on their price because they know whatever they got to buy, their interest rate's going to be stupid. It's going to be like 8%. Yeah, I mean, it is unreachable for most people, and it's, why would you even want to? And that's why, conspiracy theorist here, put tinfoil hat on, I think that's what they want. I think this is all what they want. I think they want you to not want to own property, not want to own a home, not want to own multiple homes, whatever. It's just, in my head, it's now it's making more sense that they're trying to price people out on purpose. For instance, now, even a 7%, 7.5% interest rate doesn't sound that bad. Doesn't sound great, but it doesn't sound that bad. But when you okay, here's the way that's going to break down. And I don't know if a lot of you guys think about this. Maybe some of you guys do. But we're just going to use a $500,000 house as just because it's a nice round, even number to talk about. We're going to use a $500,000 house as our example. Okay? Now, if you're lucky enough to only have to put 10% down, you're going to have to put $50,000 down on that $500,000 home. You're going to get about a 7.5% to even maybe up as high as 8.2% interest rate. But we're just going to base it on like the 7.5%. So you got $50,000 that you put down. You're going to have to pay your closing costs. You're going to have to pay all that stuff if you're lucky enough to be able to have that factored into your price. Okay. Now, most people are going to go with a 30-year home loan. Over 30 years, that $500,000 house, which you got $50,000 into it, the debt before you ever even step through the door. You put your 10% down. Over 30 years. Now, this is not factoring in insurance or taxes. This is just what you pay back for that $500,000 loan for that home. $450,000. You're going to pay back about $1.2 to $1.1 to $1.2 million total for that $500,000 house. That's, again, not including your insurance and not including your taxes. That is just your payments. You're going to pay double, at least, a little more than double whatever the sticker price is on that house. So right now, if you buy a $500,000 house, which the median house price right now is $400,000, so a $400,000 house is going to cost someone roughly about $900,000. So the median house price right now over 30 years is going to be close to $1 million. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about a $400,000 house anymore. We're talking about an almost $1 million house. It's insanity. It's way out of the realm of most people's grasp. And I don't know what we're going to do about it. Something's going to have to give. Prices are going to have to come down. Now, one thing I will say is it kind of seems like wages have started to go up a little bit, at least in my area. Not with every job, but with a lot of available jobs now. And in my area, like, it's one of the cheaper places in the country to live. I want to say we're definitely in the top 10, but I think we're even higher than that when it comes to cost of living, because that, when you factor in food, when you factor in all that crap, this is one of the cheaper places to live in West Virginia. So let's see. There's 3 new plants total starting right now, like, that are going to be opening up soon. There's a clean energy plant. There is a gasification power plant. And then there is a $3.3 billion steel mill that's like 35 to about 35 minutes down the road from me. All these jobs, like, mainly are starting out at roughly about $80,000 a year, starting. Like, they're starting kids at 18, kids right out of high school, 18 years old, no other schooling. They are getting jobs right now for $80,000 a year. That was unheard of around here. Coal miners, when the coal mines that have reopened and the coal mines that are running right now, they're starting them out at $100,000 a year. That's a good job here. Now, I know if you took that same income and that same job even, and you lived in California near LA or near San Francisco or whatever, $100,000 is nothing. Like, you're going to need to make $250,000 to $300,000 a year to comfortably live there. That's so much money to me and to people around here. Like, just $350,000. That's $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day. That's insane. Multimagnum says $100 per month, interest payment only. Added the regular payment will drop. 30-year loan. Oh, if you add $100 to your monthly payment, to the interest payment only, added to the regular payment, will drop 30-year loan to a 20-year loan on a $100,000 house. Used to, at least. So, I was looking at that, and let's see. I was looking at I think it was a $400,000 house, and I switched it from 30-year down to 20-year, and it was going to cost roughly about $300 more a month. I think it went from $2,400 a month down to $2,100 a month, and that cut 10 years off. And then you could cut another another 10 years off of that, and it went from $2,400 a month up to $2,900 a month. I want to say it was something like that. Which is fine, but still, you gotta factor up what your payment is over 20 years, and you're still paying back an ungodly amount more money than what you borrowed. It's kind of misleading. That's my personal thoughts on it, because let's just talk about that 30-year loan. I mean, you're paying 100% interest. You're paying back the $500, and then let's just say you're paying back $500,000 more on top of that. That's 100% more than what you paid, than what you loaned. You're paying double. Like, it's crazy. To me, that's crazy. And then they tell you you're paying 7%, 7.5%. Well, if it was 7 or 7.5%, That's just not how. It's misleading in some aspects, in some ways. But if you look at the numbers before you do it, I mean, obviously you're not going to be dumb enough to think you're only paying 7%. Like $100,000, you're not only paying $7,000 interest on $100,000. Oops. Yeah, buying a house with a loan is crazy. I hear you, man. I agree. There's the only way that it would make sense, not with a loan, would be to try to find something that you could buy on land contract, or save your money. Save your money and try to buy something that you can afford. But it'll take you 10 years to save up enough money to be able to buy something, or 20 to save up enough money. And then in 20 years, what are prices going to be like? They're probably going to be crazy 20 years from now. I mean, it's, unless we see this trend turn around, it's not good. It's not looking good. But yeah, we went to the fair, and then I had the whole house thing, and then we ended up at the fair again last week. What is this guy? What the heck? Should have never clicked on that. No, I don't want to click on that either. Man, I get a lot of like weird spam. Okay, someone tried to log into my Patreon. Yesterday. That's a problem. Well, I better figure that out. Let's see if I can get it pulled up right here. Buy with a loan, less rich. Well, I mean, that used to be the way everybody done it, was with a loan. But in today's world, like, I would highly advise against it. I would highly advise to try to save your money. And if you have something you can use as collateral, try to get a collateral loan or something instead of doing a mortgage. Mortgages are crazy high right now. Seriously, you're paying back 100% over top of whatever you loan right now. Calling it 7.5%, but honestly, well, it's over 100% more. I mean, it's literally, you're paying over double. $500,000 house right now, over 30 years. If you do the 30 years, it's going to cost you like 1.1 to 1.2 million, which is crazy. Let me see if I can get logged into this, because I really hope somebody wasn't able to get into it. Huh. Well, anyway, I'll have to get into that here after we close this out. But I was talking to Miss Marilyn earlier today, and as long as I have time, except I don't have a monthly disability check. How many assets you can claim? It's not like it was back years ago when Grandpa borrowed money simply on his name and a handshake. Yeah, no. Yeah, they want you to sign away your soul. Times have definitely changed. They have. Yeah, the loan market. I mean, I can't remember who it was I was watching the other day, or I was seeing something. I was watching something, and they were talking about exactly what I'm talking about right now. And they said if the mafia were to do the exact same thing that we're talking about, they would call that loan sharking and put them in jail for this exact same thing. Like they're charging, especially credit card companies that are charging 22, 23% interest, which, so, but I haven't had a credit card since, I think I closed it out in like 2002 or 2003. But I did. I got a credit card when I first turned 18, and I thought, you know, honestly, I didn't understand it. And it was a lot different back then, too. They changed a lot of that. Well, there were laws that were put in place because of the type of things that they were doing to me. I got a $500 credit card back when I was 18. I used it for just stupid stuff like gas. I bought cigarettes with it. Just stupid stuff, you know. I'm gonna have a Camel. So I spent that $500 over probably a 6-month period. Well, I didn't pay back every dime that I spent every month, which was my huge mistake. Like if I spent $200 off that credit card, I should have paid back that $200 every month, you know, at the end of that month. I didn't do that. What I did, I didn't pay the minimum. I paid double whatever the minimum was. So it seems like in my mind, I think the minimum was 15, so I paid back 30. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought, I'm paying back double what the minimum is. I thought it was okay. I let this go on for years after I spent that $500 off of that credit card, and I paid them. I got kind of sick of it at one point because my balance was never going down, ever. It was always like the same or a little higher. And I was like, I'm going to make a large payment. So I paid like half of it. I paid like $250 plus the minimum on top of that. So I paid like $265, expecting it to bring my balance down $250. I got my bill, and it was like $480. And I'm like, why did I just give you guys all this money? It didn't make any sense. Like the compounded daily stuff, it was crazy. It was Capital One. And finally, back then, I didn't have $500 just on me at the time. And I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I've been getting like railroaded by this credit card company. And by this point, I'm like 3 years, maybe 4 years into it. It went on for way too long. And I made multiple payments that were way more than the minimum. Like one, I know I paid half of it, and another time I paid like $150. Like there were multiple times I made larger payments trying to get it paid down some. And finally, I was like, this has to stop. And I figured up how much I had paid back over like that 4-year period. And I had paid back almost $5,000. I think maybe it was $2,500. It was either $5,000 or $2,500 that I had paid back. And I was like, all right, this has to stop. I called them and I was like, how much exactly do I need to send you for me to never see a bill from you people again? And they were like, $501 or something like that. I think it was $501. And I was like, all right, I'm going to write the check. And this is how it worked back then. So I'm going to write the check, and I'm going to send it to you in the mail. I wrote him the check. I sent it to him in the mail, expecting that to be done. And I called him, and I said, you guys got the check, right? And she was like, yeah. I said, so my balance is $0, right? She's like, yeah. The next month, this is no joke, the next month, I got a bill for 1 penny for 1 penny the next month. Had I not taken care of that, which I called them up and I raised all kinds of cane. I was like, look, I double, triple checked with you guys exactly what you wanted me to pay you. I wrote the check out while I was on the phone with you people, sent you the check, called after the check got there to make sure that my balance was zero, and you're still sending me a bill because they were trying to screw me. Had I just let that go with that compounded daily interest, I don't know how quickly it would have rose, but it would have probably rose very quickly. So when I saw that bill come in the mail, I called them, and I wasn't happy. I was not nice either. I was pretty mean because I was just fed up with it, and it was supposed to be done and over with, and I was young and stupid, not realizing that the lady on the other end of the line didn't directly do this to me. You know, I back then I was like, it's your fault. Yeah, I hate that I didn't get those smokes from Bourbon Street, Joe, because the only smokes I've ever had, I don't know if they were Korean or Chinese or Japanese. I can't remember what they were. Mickey Joe sent me some. They're up here on my shelf somewhere. And he said he had multiple packs of them. He said that they were some of the worst cigarettes he'd ever had in his life, so he sent me a pack of them, and he wasn't kidding. They're horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh, we'll see you later, Miss Marilyn. I was getting ready to wrap it up after this anyway. But I mentioned that I talked to Miss Marilyn earlier today, and I'm thinking, as long as I have time, now I've got a lot I'm trying to do right now, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. But I would like to start doing a midweek stream and a Saturday stream. Start getting back on a more regular schedule. I've got a lot of rations and stuff that I wouldn't mind going through on live streams anyway. So, and the reason I've been wanting to do this stuff for a while that I did tonight, which I ended up spilling that stuff anyway. But I've got a lot of MREs and rations and stuff that I wouldn't mind doing on live streams. So I would like to get to doing that. And yeah, I've maybe found a guy, he's a kid, that can do the camera work and the editing and maybe help me get back to a actual upload schedule as well. So fingers crossed on that. I've really got to get a house lined up though. That is my main goal right now. That's my focus hasn't been with the channel. It has been like getting myself and my family relocated, or since I'm not having luck and that house that I thought that I was going to get just fell through, my next step is building here, which might be what I have to do, which I think I can make it work. I think I can build beside my house and we can move into that, and then I can gut this place out completely, 100%. Every single thing in here is going to go. Everything. Well, yeah, everything. I'm even taking all the wiring out. I'm going to rewire the whole house. The floor joists can stay. The floor joists can stay. Some of the 2x4s can stay, I'd say. All the ceilings got to go. All the subfloors got to go. All the paneling's got to go. The fireplace that's right here is probably got to go. There's a lot. There's a lot that's going to entail gutting this house out. It's all going to have to go. And then I'm going to, and then I'll just redo this entire house. Added to what I build next to it. So then it should be a decent size after I do both. Company tried to pay, wait, 08, a company tried to get my mom to pay off my late dad's account when that is illegal if there was no other co-signer on the account. See, they do shady stuff like that all the time. And not trying to be harsh, that was his debt. And just because there's a family member that's next of kin doesn't mean that they're directly going to be responsible for that. So I was the only living heir to my dad's estate, whatever. But when he passed away, his ex-girlfriend sued me and took me to court for his estate. I was younger. I was, let's see, how old would I have been? That was in 2007. 2000, I was 17. So I had 7 years. I'd have been like 24. 24, I would say. Anyway, I went to court, and I told the judge, I said, I just want pictures, pair of his cowboy boots, and belt buckle. That's it. She can have it all. She can have all the responsibility. She can have it all. And the judge awarded me that because I really didn't ask for much. But it was her responsibility to give it to me. Well, I never got it. So, and I forfeited any right that I had to his estate outside of what I was granted in court, which I never ended up getting. Which me and my sisters, I have two half sisters, which was my dad's daughters, but I never. Well, I've talked to him since, and I shouldn't have done that. I definitely shouldn't have done it the way I'd done it, because all the picture albums and stuff from our childhoods are gone. Well, I'd say I don't know if she still got them or not. I would think maybe she might, but that was a whole mess. I am not prepared myself if something were to happen, and I need to be. We all need to be. And I know one thing is it's expensive. It's not cheap. Heck, I think the cheapest you can get a will done now is $500, and that's just a basic, like a real basic kind of will. If you're going to set up any type of trust or any type of estate, anything more, and it's going to cost you considerably more money. So it's not cheap to prepare, and then obviously you got to set back money for your burial and if you want to have a funeral and all that stuff. So, but it's something that we all should strive to have accomplished and done. It's something I definitely need to do myself, because you never know. You're not guaranteed the next minute, let alone the next day. So I've been gone for a while. Did anybody do anything interesting while I was gone? Because she's a woman. That whole situation with my dad's, if that's what you're talking about, my dad's ex-girlfriend, it was weird. That was a very weird situation. My dad had a kid, supposedly had a kid with her that's the same age as my oldest son. So my dad had a son the same age as my oldest son. Like literally, I think they're the same, born in the same year. Really a weird situation. Then, like I said, they split up. That was his ex, but she never stopped living with her husband. So she always lived with her husband, and I don't know the details of it, honestly. This is just what I've been told. So, and I don't really know her. Never cared to. But I may have a half brother by her. So I don't know. It's a weird situation. At best, it's a weird situation. But yeah, did anybody have anything interesting happen? in the past few weeks. My car started making a noise. I've got to figure out what it is and get it fixed. But it's really weird because it's the harmonics have got. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the front passenger wheel. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the rear driver's side wheel, and sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the rear passenger side wheel. It's really weird the way the harmonics is moving around with it. And one guy I trust pretty well, I've had to look at it, and he thinks it might be the rear CV axle, but I'm not 100% sure, and I hate to buy the parts, and then I hate to tear it all down and put new axles in it, and that not be it. You know what I mean? I think it's something. I know it's something simple, and it's something rotational. Like it's. I don't know. It's got this weird like clicking. I would call it a clicking, and it does it sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't do it. Like it's really weird. And I've had CB axles go bad on me before in other vehicles. I had it go bad in my Jeep, and my Jeep would be, but it was on the front. Like I know for sure it was on the front. When I would turn the wheel, like kind of sharp, not all. If I would turn it all the way, it would do it. But if I turned it almost all the way, and like the weight shifted a little bit, it would do like this loud click. But it wouldn't click, click, click. It would just click one time. This is a click, 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 click. Like it's a constant click, and it slows down with the wheel rotation. It's weird. And here's something else that's really weird. I took it through the car wash. Like the car wash sprays, it's got a thing that sprays up from underneath it. And when I pulled out of that car wash, it stopped. The sound completely went away. And I was like, cool. It was just like a rock in a heat shield or something. Like it was nothing. So I drove it a little ways that day. And then towards the end of that drive, it started to do it again. So that made no sense to me whatsoever. I'm pretty good at diagnosing issues when it comes to vehicles. I don't claim to be a mechanic by any stretch of the word, but I'm not ignorant when it comes to mechanical issues with vehicles and stuff. I'm all right when it comes down to working on a vehicle. I can do a lot of stuff. See, that's what I thought, Tim, but according to everything that I've looked up, it doesn't have your standard U joints. That thing's got a 2-piece drive shaft in it, and it's got the way it mates to the transmission and to the rear end. It actually bolts in. I mean, I know there's got to be some sort of pivot to it somewhere, but it's a 2-piece, and there's no like traditional U joints like what we would think of as traditional U joints. Let's see if I can pull up a. But that was my first thought when I first heard it. I was like, oh, cool, it's probably just a U-joint, which is cheap and easy. Well, it used to be cheap and used to be fairly easy to fix. Now, I don't know that that's the case. Let me see here. Dodge Challenger. And I've got the more heavy-duty suspension, the more heavy-duty rear end. I've got the more heavy-duty axles, like my whole car, where it's got the track pack on it. All right, so here, see that? That's what the connection looks like. Let me see here. Right there. Nope, that ain't it. Maybe that's it. I mean, there's not a traditional U-joint in that, the way we think of a U-joint. That's a... Huh. There's like a drawing of how the drive shaft's two pieces. Yeah, it's a Dodge, Tim. Constant velocity joint, many drive shaft issues with those. On a Challenger? See, I talked to the Dodge garage guy, and he told me, he's like, man, we hardly ever see those things come in here. Like, they hardly ever have any issues. But, so Tim, you're saying there's drive shaft issues with them. I mean, if it's just one of these parts, like super strength U-joint, I mean, there's that. And then there's a CV joint for the drive shaft. Yeah, right here. It's an AutoZone ad, but right here. Right there. See, that was my first thought, was it's either some sort of bearing or it was a U-joint. That was my first thought. Whenever I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's probably a U-joint. And then after I had my buddy listen to it, he goes, I'm 99% sure it's a CV axle. I was like, okay, maybe it is the CV axle. Telling me I can buy a whole drive shaft for $170? This got to be the weak one. This got to be the smaller one for a V6 or something. This is for 2018. Right here, right there. Challenger. For $169. See, it ain't going to be easy to get to unless I can put it up on a lift. Then it won't be too bad. If I can put it up on a lift somewhere, but you don't have to drop the exhaust out, but it makes it a whole lot easier. And you got to take, I think there's like 2 cross members you got to take out. I watched a couple of videos on pulling the drive shaft on it. Yeah, no, I've got a Challenger. Wait, I can show you pictures of my car because I've got pictures of it on this phone. Can't show you pictures underneath it though. I like my car. I really want to get this issue fixed though, because I do not like hearing it. There we go. Here's my car. It's a TA. There we go. You can kind of see it. I took a bunch of pictures of it that day, right after I waxed it and cleaned it up. Anyway. Oh, so it's not the Challengers that have drive shaft issues. probably not user-friendly. 2 different ones. One nice car. Oh, yep. Thanks, man. It's been a good car. I've got it up. I've had it up for sale, and just had somebody that's interested in it, but I don't want them to be stuck with this like clicking noise. I mean, I'll sell it to them that way if they want, but like I'll just knock some money off to get it fixed. I got poison all over me. Got it on my fingers right here, my hands right here, right there, my arms here and there. I got it all over me from burning that tree and stuff. I'm trying to get that garage cleaned out so I can knock it down and start building right there, because that's where I want to start building. But all right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. As long as I ain't got something going on Wednesday, I'm going to try to do this again Wednesday. And then I would like to keep a schedule of doing like a Wednesday and a Saturday and a Wednesday and a Saturday. I've got to get boxes put together, one for K-Man, one for LC, one for Kalen. I got to get one put together for Dan for Australia, but that one's going to be a little more difficult. Because I might just send him a full case of MREs. Number one, so he has them, but number two, just for the shipping factor of it. We'll see how that works out. I don't know how much shipping on a case to Australia would cost. I'm going to guess a lot more than what the case would cost itself. I'm going to guess shipping is probably going to be like $300 probably. When I shipped those rims over there for him, I want to say it seems like shipping on those was $550 for 2 aluminum wheels. And I want to say they weighed like 15 pounds each, I think. But they were in it was 2 different boxes. It was, yeah. I tried putting them together. I did put them together and see if it would be cheaper to ship them together, and it wasn't. Anyways, I got boxes I got to get put together to ship out. So, all right, guys. I want to say a huge thanks for you guys hanging out. Don't forget that thumbs up or down, either way. Leave a comment after it's uploaded if you want. Huge thanks to my patrons. Thank you, guys. And yeah, like I said, I might try to shoot for Wednesday and get on a regular live stream program again. I can't wait to get a computer set up so I can I can share my screen with you guys, and we can I think we can do it that way, and I can look at stuff with you guys. That would be nice. But anyways, I guess really all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching. And we made it all the way through the stream, and I get to close it out, which is odd. It's been a while. The last couple I've done, I've gotten kicked out of. Seems like the new device did pretty well filming. And, all right, I guess I'll see y'all on the next one.